So what are we doing a video on today?
We're talking about fasting. So as we've been leveling up our faith, Terry, I've got a feeling that this particular message you just spoke on was, I'm going to say, rather unpopular.
True.
We, as Americans, we love food. Well, let me speak for myself. I love food. And so the concept of fasting and that it's not optional.
Yeah.
You pointed out in 3 different disciplines on Sunday, Jesus said, when you.
Yeah.
There was an expectation for fasting, but there's also some practical steps that maybe we didn't get a chance to talk about on Sunday. How can you help us with getting in and out of our fast?
Yeah, and one of the things that I was hoping to have time to mention, but I didn't, is think about our days and think about our vacations. I don't know if you're, and this might be only for me, but when I go on vacation, one of the things that I love to do is I'm looking at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, my day is centered around where are we going for breakfast, where are we going to lunch, where are we going to dinner. I mean, those are the highlights to me. Now, we're going to have some fun and go see some sights, but I want to know where we're eating because, man, I want to taste the food and the experience, the culture, and it's just so much fun. Now, imagine if we actually took serious what we talked about on Sunday, that we understood that Jesus expects us to fast, and we actually apply that purpose where we actually say, a fast is really reconnecting us in our relationship with God. It's that homesickness for God that we want to grab on. God, we want you to know we want you a part of our lives every single day. Imagine if we actually approached fasting like we do our food. And what I mean by that is that I would pray for a lot of us, like, God, my desire for food would be secondary to my desire for you. Yeah. That you could give me so much more than this food can give because you are the living water. Yeah. You are life-sustaining. Now, with that being said, you ask a very practical point. How do I get in and prepare for a fast, and is there a way that I exit out of a fast? And I think there's some truth to it because truth be told, I'm going to, probably when I approach a fast, I'm going to be like, oh, tomorrow in my mind. I'm not saying it to anybody, but man, tomorrow I'm going to fast. And so what is the most gluttonous food that I can just pack on tonight?
Like a bear for hibernation.
Absolutely. I'm going to give me my pizza and I'm going to eat the whole thing.
I'm getting elbow deep in deep dish.
That's right. Absolutely. And then in my mind, selfishly, I'm be like, okay, that will pummel me through until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, and then I just have to hold on.
That's right.
It's like, no, that's not the way we should fast. And so how do we approach a fast? I actually think we should be preparing by praying even before we get there, to begin the process of saying, you know what, Lord, tomorrow I'm going to spend more time with you, and I really want to soak up this time with you, God. And so begin, and one of the prayers I would recommend is, God, there are areas of my life that I don't even know that are out of alignment with you. And so God, start to reveal those to me even tonight as I prepare for tomorrow. And God, I pray throughout the day that you and I would reconnect on a deeper level. So I think that's the first part of kind of coming in. But the second part, to your larger point, is how do I get out of a fast? Yeah. I think a lot of us, we just stumble across the line and go, ice cream, where's the food? But I really do think in my studies about fasting and kind of what we talked about on Sunday, it is less about the act and more about the heart. And so I would tell individuals, God cares more about your connection with Him than He does about how many minutes you made it before you ate food. So if our focus is, okay, I said I was going to make it until 9 o'clock, or I don't think I can, you're on the wrong track. Yeah. It really needs to be you grabbing all that you can out of that one-on-one time with God. And then when that's done, whether that's a half a day, whether that's a day, whether that's a meal, whatever it is, when you're done and when you feel like, man, that was really good time, then enter into your day the way that you would want to enter a regular day. Right. Don't sit there and say, thank you, Jesus, cheeseburgers. Don't do that. Walk into a regular day and soak in. Do not leave that time of fasting without reflecting upon all that God has spoken to you.
You know what I really love about those preparatory steps for us, Terry, is that I feel like you just helped me pray without ceasing.
That's right.
Because it's not, I'm going to wait for my set side time to suddenly get more of Jesus and pray. Yeah. I'm praying even before that moment of fasting and hyper-focus. And even coming out, I'm continuing to thank Him for what He did in and through me as He drew me near. And so Again, I love how the different disciplines you've given us to level up our faith, they're hand in hand. They work together collaboratively.
And the one last thing I would say is, and the reason why I believe that's so important is when you think about, and I've done it, I'm sure a lot of us have, when we think about dieting, what's the old adage is those fad diets or those really extreme diets don't work long term. And I think the same thing goes with our fast. If we can figure out how to make fasting a part of a rhythm of our life, as opposed to just this enormous weight on our shoulders that we're going to do so different today. It's like, no, go about your day and just, it's a time of prayer and then exit out. And I would say, like a runner, and this is just top of my head, but like a runner sometimes prepares for maybe a 5-mile run.
Right.
If you're going about your day and you plan for a fast, but all of a sudden you're about halfway through that and you're just not there. You're just, you know what, I'm just not there. I'm just too distracted. Today is just not the day. I would say it would be better for you to just exit out of the fast than force it, because then you're forcing it for the wrong reasons. And I think that's why Jesus says when you fast, because it's continuous. It's all right, not a problem. You've got tomorrow. You've got 2 days from now. You've got a week from now. Like, it's not, okay, I have one shot every 6 months I'm going to do this. No, it should be a part of our lives on a continual basis, so we don't have to put too much pressure on ourselves to be able to win the goal, so to speak.
No, I love that. I'm one of those who grew up that way, that fitness was a lifestyle. It's not, you can't maintain a diet, but our spirituality, our journey with Christ, it is a lifestyle. So I love that idea of creating a rhythm. So we hope this has been helpful to you. We hope that you might be able to start exploring what does that look like to create fasting as a part of your lifestyle. But you're not going to want to miss next week, because next week is going to create a lot of freedom for you in your life.